Well, hello, and welcome to An Actor's Library. I am Carly Burke, and I am so excited to be here today to review this book that I feel I should have reviewed a long time ago. But I wasn't doing An Actor's Library at the time that I got this book, and I did some decluttering, and it was actually in a box among other books in my garage. And I cannot tell you how happy I am that I found it, because this is one of the most special books in my library. You see it here, Loving in the Grown Zone by Alfred Edmond Jr. and Zara Green. Do I have a story to tell? Let's see if I can get the glare off of that. Loving in the Grown Zone. Loving in the Grown Zone. This may be a little long because there's a backstory. I came to meet these two people online, actually. I heard about them in somebody else's blog, vlog, or show, or training, or workshop. I don't know what it was. And it was at a time in my life where I was very insecure about relationships. And I was trying to figure out what was my part, what was I doing wrong, why do I continue to make the wrong choices. And I had just gotten out of a relationship with someone who I trusted with all of my heart and soul and knew them for more than half of my life, like for 30 something years. We got into a long distance relationship, actually got engaged, and this was not the person that I thought I knew all this time. And I was at a point where it was just like, he was the one that I knew would never hurt me. So where do I go from here? Who do I trust? I mean, I was just a mess. So I heard an interview with these two fabulous people, and I started to follow them. And at the time, they had a radio show called Loving in the Grown Zone on Blog Talk Radio. And they are on the East Coast. And they came on every Saturday morning, 12 noon their time, but 9 a.m., obviously, my time on the West Coast. And I got up religiously every Saturday morning and listened to them. And I think I could even maybe respond somehow, not audibly, but maybe I could send messages in the chat box, or I was live tweeting while they were on or something. There was some way that we were able to communicate. And at one point, I became their teacher's pet because I was there all the time. I was in it. I was responding. I was tweeting, retweeting, and really starting to feel a shift in how I felt, not necessarily about other people, but myself. And then they wrote this book. So I had to get it, of course. And what I don't understand is how it's not autographed. But I'll talk about that in a minute, why it almost doesn't matter. But I can't believe, because there's been plenty of opportunities, and I'm really a stickler for authors. I have mad respect for authors, but I always try to get their books autographed. And I've had plenty of opportunities because we are now friends, but I'm jumping ahead of the story. So they wrote this book. I got the book. I think I bought it. I think I was so messed up that I just went ahead and ordered it because they were on the East Coast. I didn't know if they were going to do a book tour. So I believe I probably ordered it from Amazon and thought maybe one day I'd get it autographed, or, at that point, it didn't even really matter. So I got the book and I reviewed it on Amazon. You could read it there. I also reviewed it in Goodreads. But it just changed my life, and I'm trying to find, let me hold it up. So I'm trying to find what was my favorite chapter. Might have been There's so much good things in here because they talk. The reason why I fell in love with them is because I've done a lot of relationship workshops and read a lot of self-help books. But this was the first time that I met somebody that talked to me the way I wish my relatives had talked to me. I mean, they are, straight up, no chaser. They tell it like it is. They come from a grown point of view and they talk to you from a grown point of view, and they walk their talk. They're a married couple, and I now know them. As I told you, we are now very, very good friends. But again, I'm jumping ahead. And I just loved the way they talked about relationships and owning your power and self-love, more importantly. Oh my God. So one of my favorite chapters, and I have a lot. I mean, they let me just read the index real quick. They talk about personal growth is a choice, because in our community, a lot of times, things have changed. Well, growing up, personal growth was kind of not an option. It was like, talk to God, but don't talk to a therapist. 3 reasons why we commit to love that won't last. 3 keys to healthy relationships. But my favorite chapter, I think, is what to look for in that search for lasting love, because I don't think I really got it. I was always so worried about being the right person for the person that I admired that I never took it into consideration. Do they qualify to be with me? Because that was because of my low self-esteem and not seeing the value in myself. Well, this book completely changed all of that. Now, it's good for people in relationships and who want to be in relationships or who are in new relationships, but it's also good for us single people as well, because after reading this book and absorbing it, I kind of don't care about the relationship anymore. Do I want to be in a relationship? I think so. Would I like to have a companion, somebody to kick it with? Yeah, most definitely. But now I'm okay with myself. So if it doesn't happen, I know what self-love is, but I also know what love is that comes in many forms from many different people. I think that I was holding one person responsible for making me feel loved. And that is not a reality by any stretch of the imagination. So moving on to, I don't even know when's the first time we met. I'm just going to try to wrap this up and keep it short. But we have become very dear friends. We travel back and forth. East Coast, West Coast, they have partied with me. They have helped me. Alfred and Zara have helped me raise money for my favorite charity, which is the Felix organization. It's just, and I don't usually meet people online. I've never really, I certainly don't do online dating. And there's nothing about that in here at all. This is just grown folks talking about relationships and self-love. But I normally don't become friends with people online, with strangers online, but over the years, we have become really, really good friends. Oh, and then, so what I was saying about the autograph is like, it almost doesn't matter because they are part of my family. They are part of my team. They are part of my tribe, part of my village. We talk now about all kinds of things, not just relationships. We don't even talk about relationships anymore. We talk about us and how we're doing and what auditions we've been having and where we're traveling next and all kinds of stuff. They are near and dear to my heart. But for you, start with the book. Grownzone.com, I believe, is where you can find them. If you need to hear it from a grown folks' point of view, this is the book to get. Definitely. So I don't know what happened. I think I ordered some tapes from Zara about your authentic self. Because again, this all for me was a revelation about who I am and my value and what I'm bringing to the table and what I'm giving to the world. So I ordered some stuff. Let me see. What do I want to show you first? Well, I'll take a sip of this. This was in the box that they sent me with the CDs that I ordered. Excuse the little lipstick stain, but I love my coffee. And this, my Grown Zone t-shirt. That's right, y'all. Get it, get it, get it, get it. And we have known each other for so long now. I think it was probably around 2014 when all of this was going on. So that's 5 years ago. And this shirt was a little small when I got it. And then I went on some crazy deprivation diet and lost weight. And then it was never too big, but it fit. And now it's a little too small again. And I've tried to cut the sides, but you know what? Whatever. Self-love. It is what it is. Love it or leave it. I really don't care anymore. But I love my shirt, and I will always have my shirt, and I will always wear it. So I am so excited that I got to do this, and I love all of you for being here. I love Zara and Edmond. I love you all being here, and I love Zara and Alfred. And get the book. Just get it. Get it. You won't be sorry. Okay. See you later. Be a star where you are.